Welcome everybody. It's 7:14 on the clock. I'm a little bit late getting started today. I had a bit of cleaning to do. So we're just going to get right into the messages of the day because I actually have four messages of the day, the Union and Twin Flame read. Obviously stuff was coming up and that's why it's being guided to do four messages and not just one. I'm going to show you the pictures first. This is the Union read. So the 4D, 5D, and 6D, incoming divine feminine, outgoing divine masculine, the feminine on the left, masculine on the right, and the bridge between them in between, the underlying energies and the closing energies for the union. And then here we have the read in front of you on the table, the twin flame read. The twin flame read. And here is the first message of the day. The second message of the day, the third message of the day, and here's the fourth message of the day. They were very interesting the way they came up. And then you see the 7 deck read in front of you. All right, so here we go with the messages of the day. Let's see where I am in my book. We're going to roll the die too. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right, here's the first message of the day. We're going to roll the dice first, and then we'll do that. For the twin flames, we have the 69 of Cancer energy. We have Mars here, so a bit of aggression there, which also brings up Scorpio and Aries. And we have 11 of Justice, Truth and Balance, which also for me is Libra. So we have those energies of Cancer, Mars with Scorpio and Aries, those aggressive masculine energies, and then the 11 of Libra with Truth and Balance. And it's very interesting too because there's a lot of balance here with the 11 and with the 69 as well. And then the Mars energy between. So the first message was at 8:47 to 48 last night. The 8 of the dance, the 47 of the 7 of cups, and the 8 of cups of synchronicities or having a lot of choices, confusion perhaps, heaven in your eyes, and the 48 of walking away within. So this first message of the day was actually, it's very short and sweet, but it was very cute because I was actually watching Amanda Ellis yesterday. And as I put these cards out, all these cards were watching her too. And then I realized after like 4 of them were watching her, then 2 came out that were watching me, which is funny because I don't see myself that way because I'm actually doing the card. So here's what was coming up from that read. It was like I was watching Amanda and the first cards out were also watching her too. The buffalo, the vulture, the fire ants, and the whale, and in this card, the whale looks like they may need help. They're like on a life raft. The deer and gazelle were looking at me with peace. And also I was getting the energy of the younger generation. And one-to-one in person, I am very much more connected with the younger kids, my daughter and her friends. And actually, I'm meeting tomorrow at 7:17 on the clock, by the way. I was at my nephew's shower for his fiance, and her sister got wind that I did cards, and she immediately called me right after the shower to make an appointment to come do cards together. So she's actually coming tomorrow, and she's young, obviously. So even the tiger and the firefly buzzing in their eye. So even the tiger was looking forward at me, even though the firefly was buzzing in their ear with ideas, was still looking at me, and then the sinking whale watching her, but with one eye on me. In the underlying energies, at the heart of it, the nightingale and the cheetah are watching her, but the bat between them is watching me, the mouse with new wings. And then the stingray plugged in and turned on to the dragonfly, the blue ray, the blue, yellow, and green, the middle, more neutral bunch, the stingray and the blue ray, the rainbow bridge and the rod and staff unions. And then a third group here, the general population with scorpion clearing dark energies, with their tail or their stinger, and the eagle has landed with egg in their clutches and wings spread eagle. And that's when I had that cloud pic of a bird as well with the UFO eye. And then the moth to the flame, of course. Then the fox with that off in the distance look. But the wolf right next to them was neutralized, looking at me right next to the crocodile who cut off their nose to spite their face and nosing around in the wolf's business with the fox. The star was just there looking like a star, and the elk's crown was on fire, matching the black sun. Or is that an eclipse of the crown? So then I looked up eclipse to see if there was any news about it. And nothing much significant. There was an eclipse news flash about a yacht. So it's an eclipse yacht. Roman Abramovich's comparing yachts by size and amenities. The current crown jewel of his is the eclipse, with soon to be Solaris as the new ship that's not quite done yet. So that came up with the eclipse. So it was interesting what was coming up with the message, with some of them looking at Amanda and some looking at me, because in the messages to come here, there's also going to be like a division. They're breaking it up for you in the different kind of groups of missions that people are doing. So the second message of the day is 926 of the 9 of the Hermit to 26 of the Page of Wands. The underlying energy was the owl, the tower, the 5 of swords, and the thief. The lamb and the owl looking right at me, target and wise one, two ends of the spectrum. The buffalo and elk were looking elsewhere. A lot of chatter about community masks and institutional requirements. The sun exposing all, trying to control children. The moon at night illuminated issues at work, with the Queen of Wands reversed, triumphing over the battlefield. And I'm getting Pat Benatar with Love is a Battlefield. Not caring who's injured. The man with thoughts of a woman, the scent of a woman, a privileged lady. The Tower of Wisdom, or with an epiphany about hanging out. Unexpected income, inspiring as imprisoned, receiving gift from scammers to catch a thief. Or this man is the scammer fishing online, which actually it's interesting that came up because I was definitely getting some phishing on Instagram relating to Magenta Pixie. That's not her fishing, for money, for people to pay them and either scam them or give them a false reading, something like that. But that's coming up a lot. That's the second time in Sasha Stone's site I got a false scammer on him, and then now Magenta Pixie. At 937, Hermit, and then the King of Cups. The innocent wise owl, or wise old one with child, protecting them from the institutions, masked. The Queen of Wands reversed enemy, and the thieves receiving gifts from prisoner with unexpected income. And the movie I watched last night was called JJ and E. And, it's kind of like a modern day kind of Romeo and Juliet. She's from a wealthy family and he's from the streets. And yeah, so there's a lot of that thief and risk energy that's been coming up in general. So you might want to feel into that and what's coming into your field and why is it coming into your field. The first pile was the scorpion with their stinger out in a hatchet job, cutting things out, unstable or moving. Could be visiting or marriage, or the party's just over with a death or an ending. Service, perhaps a funeral and or case closed. Or preparing some cutting words for a service with wise ones and innocence present. Number 2 was the worm keeping their light to themselves and looking closer at the details of bacteria and viruses, perhaps the emperor reversed out of control with concern regarding institutions. The gazelle, beautiful even though imperfect, sailing right through spaceships and pirates, over hill, over dale, the magician making magic in the family room, An accomplishment cutting the Queen of Wands reversed out, or she, them. Which is interesting too, because I wasn't planning on cleaning. I mean, I had to clean some stuff today, but I wasn't planning on cleaning out what I did today, because I was cleaning a bunch of stuff out of my basement. So some new stuff got moved around that I wasn't planning on at all. So the unicorn connecting with the gazelle's horns, committed to the pursuit of happiness, flying high and looking to the ground, looking to ground something emotionally, right? There's water, emotions missing here. A boy with gifts who used to be a street magician, seen to some, maybe seen as that thief, right? Because it's the use of manipulation to get people to do things, using hypnotism to trick them. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying the energies of that thief is coming up. The Queen of Wands reversed and online fishing. And who is the thief? Privileged lady gave unexpected income to a prisoner or one imprisoned, who then in turn was able to use their gifts with the public at large, or boy on the streets who was seen as scamming people, perhaps now is able to use their gifts in a different way. And I'm not saying that's true at all. And there was kind of a reference to Sam there, but I think Sam is wonderful. So, and again, it was just the energy of the wrong perspective, perhaps, or just that energy of trust. And what energy do you pull in when you're not trusting? At 12 a.m., which is midnight, when Cinderella, right, turns back into a regular girl, the message of the day in the underlying energy was the stingray. After the shark, the hyena, and the scorpion attack. And then Sting, the musician, was coming up here as well, right? Stingray and Blu-rays before. So the stingray, after the shark, the hyena, and the scorpion attack, the stingray comes up, who's all turned on and plugged in. The scorpion was coming up here as the jumper cables. Literally, their claws were looking like jumper cables, and the stingray plugged in, just what's needed to start your engines, gentlemen. Activate all chakra systems. Shark bites, hyena makes fun of, and scorpion stings, but the stingray is an energy-making machine, right? Because their chakra system's completely on. The gift of direction for twin bridges. Experimentation, Dr. Jackal and Hyde, and someone was just telling me about Hyde, I think in New Jersey, and then Hyde Park is coming up here, or a funeral service, the key to freedom from the cage. Depression over coming together, perhaps, with the weight of the world under the radar, feeling of failure, the King of Wands reversed, and the path of a mature woman, and the marriage of a main male and the privileged lady with unexpected income. The stingray is the key here to the release, right? The engine maker. That's so funny because I was just watching Elena Denon, and she was introducing her new book, and she was showing her time on Venus, and there was an Ankh, and she was asking why there was an Ankh on there, and it had to do with the generator that makes the sun when they live under the ground, right? Because on Venus they don't live on the surface, they live inside, so they make a false sun. It was very interesting, so go listen to Elena. But I'm just saying that because that's the energy that was just coming up here for me. The stingray with the, with the scorpion being the jumper cables, and then the stingray being plugged in and turned on. That's what I was getting. So the stingray here is the key to the release with the King of Wands reversed and his unexpected income. The first pile was the otter, who's that cute little 2-year-old type of energy, curious and cute. 2 is 1, healing imprisonment, or feeling that way. The octopus with a need for boundaries, with child starting over with a wealthy man, perhaps a lawyer who gets people out of jail or puts them in. The whale on a flotation device, struggling with dark energies of the Twin Towers as we're approaching 9/11, with the Emperor reversed between them. All right, so tomorrow's 9/11. The whale on the flotation device, struggling with dark energies of the Twin Towers, with the Emperor reversed between. And that very much brings up Trump for me because, he's Trump Towers and then the Twin Towers. So And of course, there's lots of energy going back and forth. I'm not watching the news or anything, but I've certainly seen a few videos flash by about Biden and all the stuff that's going on the past couple days. So innocent, two as one love, with the octopus teacher, child wanting to help, the whale struggling to survive at the institution. And I was getting those whales that came up the other day that were going from Canada to Mystic, and that the male, I think, had passed away and the female was still struggling. So that may be coming up, that the whale struggling to survive at the institution, literally. And then healing and starting over with the Emperor reverse, letting go of control issues. The imprisonment of a wealthy man by the powers that be, the big house. The tarantula trying to get into their web, but the eagle has landed between them to grab the egg. The courtship of a main female with a message of concern to the loving lady with issues, with mice, rats, or thieves, and finding a way out to get back to where they started from. Get back to where you once belonged. So that's coming up. Impatient for the truth, the whole truth, cracking the whip to get it. The nightingale is singing, and I was just getting Gladys Knight and the Pips, but also Whitney Houston was coming up this week. She's coming up as well. The twin swans reflecting, and the turtle saying, no way, don't fence me in. The camel, the mouse, the vulture, and unicorn are paying attention, both teachers and students, students and teachers, as the moth to the flame and the fish out of water, of course, unless, of course, it's Mr. Ed, which is a reference to God. The red crescent moon causing current issues as Mr. Ed brings things up to date from orange to yellowish chakra, pulling those struggling up. So those who are struggling, with going through ascension, it's like God is focusing on them. That's why I told you yesterday you weren't going to get a lot of major arcana coming up, because it's like, you guys are good, you can do it on your own. So the energies of the high up spiritual realm are focusing on those who are really struggling, who need the most help, to help pull their energies up. So the dark energy is pulling them down into the oranges and reds, while the upper energies are pulling them back up into the greens and the blues and the purples. At 12:28 is the hanging man and the 28 of the twin flames. The crow and the snake standing guard of the awakening collective. The innocent lamb with a target on their head. Don't touch our babies, with beautiful protective diamond light above them. So the message of the day I did this morning was at 1, or actually it wasn't this morning, it was this afternoon, 1:23, so 1, 2, 3 jump. The 1 of the magician, the 23 of the king of wands again. The nest egg labyrinth of the empress and the wealthy man. So there's the underlying energies of this read. And this first paragraph is all the underlying energies still. The scorpion watching the twin swans, which can be the twins. The twin swans are there, and the gazelle. So the twin swans can be the masculine and feminine, or the twin swans are the feminine and the gazelle is the divine masculines, because they're the coming up. The gazelles are coming up as the lower chakra energies in a very peaceful place, whereas the twin swans are up in the upper energies of the greens to blues to purples type of energies. And those two, so the scorpion's watching them, the twin swans and the gazelle, who are peaceful, and they are watching the shark and the hawk face the peacock for a report on the Kundalini awakening of the collective, and the crocodile on the worm collective, or the intestines tied in knots, or the crocodile interfering with the solar plexus and the heart, the golden egg. So the peacock is keeping it up, like keeping the light up, to move up to more the greens and the blues and the purples, while the crocodile is trying to lower the energies into the yellow with some orange and red in there too. And again, trying to keep the greens and the blues at bay, because that's the dark energy. And or the peacock and the crocodile laying in wait regarding the crown, a mix of energies on both sides where it's hard to tell which is which, right? And who's on which side. From the next deck, Scorpio looks two-faced or masked, with their stinger out, defensive and or offensive, which can be their two faces. The swans spiritual and peaceful, and the gazelle may be a gift or gifted. The shark dark or with sharp teeth, and the hawk a power lady from Venus, which is so funny because Elena Danam was just talking about her book about being on Venus. So the hawk is the power lady from Venus facing the peacock or lead star galactically, which she was just talking about, not Thorhan, but Han, who's the other guy? I'm just blanking out. You know, the guy from who was dealing with Eisenhower. Not Thorhan, but Han. You guys know who I'm talking about. I'm just blanking out. If it comes up, I'll let you know. But anyway, it's just too like right on, because this is just what Elena was talking about. So the shark is dark or with sharp teeth, and the hawk is the power lady from Venus facing the peacock star. So she was talking about talking to Valthor, that's who it is, and Valthor's wife, who she met. And she was like a power player too, very intellectual, per Elena. So the power lady from Venus facing the peacock or the lead star, which can be Valthor, galactically awake, and the crocodile is the family trying to navigate through the gate, the 4D rainbow bridge, to 0 point by going their own ways or staying in their own lanes. The King of Cups reversed, the fallen angel, or impatient to end the family or family's unhappiness or his own lack of fulfillment, and the need for the family to call the King of Swords, peacock, without peace and dissatisfaction, with egotistical empress, or out of control, or lazy kids, or Leo reversed and Taurus upright here, and or abundance of the heart that's needed. After a death or an ending, a false couple, or just a false lady, the main male and the privileged lady on journey, I can't say privileged for anything, the main male and the privileged lady on journey of the heart. Maybe an older man's concern about a thief in his home or family, or concerned about staying in the main female's home, which could be his daughter as well. She receiving his message about the big house and the wealthy man. Then the energy in the first pile came out regarding the balanced bee, with the luck of the draw manifesting imprisonment, or his own abilities imprisoning him. And Michael Jackson and Ben were coming up here. Gemini and Virgo upright here, imprisoned by their own good nature. The High Priestess secret or psychic abilities manifesting the present moment, which is actually not a prison, but a gift. So it's that energy of the kind of the masculine falling into the same thing the feminine fell into, you know, when they get injured and sick, in order to connect with their bodies and meditate. At 158 is the Magician, and the 58 of that Four of Swords, which is the 5D connection. The second pile here is the Stingray again, plugged in and turned on to the wolf pack, or leaders. Not experimentation, or being trapped with the doctor-patient relationship, or dictation, or embalming, or entombment, or the 5D connection, or like a past life regression here, trying to find a way out for change, the mature man. The wolf is dazed or stunned into submission, with the key to release and being free. The Emperor hits the jackpot, 777, and sudden wealth, standing up for justice. The next pile is the fox, burned by stardom or their dreams, or by Aquarius going to court. The busy bee activated the busy bee was activated by the wolf and the fox, which are both, you know, dog family energies, or the busy bee was activated by them, or vice versa. They activated the wolf and fox. Or the bee is neutralizing the pack. Luck regarding medicine, release from their burden. The Magician, or Gemini or Virgo, struggles to see a new perspective, to find a way out, or manifest the Emperor's stardom or dreams. This can be Aries and Aquarius as well. The imprisoned mature man with sudden wealth, perhaps filing papers with the courthouse. The bear and the cheetah getting on the turtle's case, and the turtle saying, no way, don't fence me in. I was just going to say, like, don't fess up. But don't fence me in. Don't fess me in. Fess me in. Thespians are coming up. I don't know why. So anyway, the turtle is kind of like trapped between the bear and the cheetah, her like trying to get them to pay attention to them, and the turtle's just shooing them away and saying, don't fence me in. The Page of Swords and the Fool are inspired this could be Aries as well, but the Page of Swords and the Fool are inspired by them, by the turtle here, or freed by the turtle. The Lover's occupation or their gifts due to the occupation, but won't. So it's saying they get a lot of benefits from the work that they do. They get a lot of attention and people bring them gifts and all that kind of stuff. But then again, the downside is they won't leave them alone either. The lion and the tarantula, the mouse, and then the spider web. So the tarantula's web, but they're not. The tarantula's not in it. The mouse is between them. And next, where the lion is left for dead, with only the mouse to the rescue, right? So it's like the lion and the mouse, or the lion and the lamb, taking the thorn out of their paw. The spider there, but they're only concerned with getting back to their web or den with home field advantage. The lion's path is lined with transformation, and the spider's is of the journey of despair. The mouse, the official fool, and the spider in their web, the orphan boy, with unconditional love. The leader and his mouse friend, the spider and her web. So I'm getting like Michael Jackson and the mouse and Charlotte's Web. Meanwhile, the group leaders, the zebra, the cow, the cobra, and the tiger, have different roles to play. The zebra with the third eye activation and Akashics and childhood records. The crow focusing on the families in the collective awakening, the rod and staff unions. The cobra teacher performing with high vibe support to get across the rainbow bridge, and the tiger is for the twins and their choice of path and mission with direction. All right, so it's just pointing out that everyone's got a different part to play. Not everyone has the same talents or the same purpose. So those are the messages of the day. So they really fit together well. And then we have, and again, when things don't make sense to you, don't try to fence me in. Don't try to force it to fit something. You're either going to get a message from it or you're not, okay? So the union energy here is at 3:33, the 45D60 for today. Today's the 10th, by the way. And that's the 24 energy of the Queen of Wands. So we have the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, the turn for the better, destiny, divine timing perhaps, and then the Queen of Wands. 21, yeah, Queen of Wands. So we had the Page of Pentacles in the underlying energy, very curious about their abilities. The Eight of Wands in that energetic exchange in the middle of passion. And then the Ace of Cups at the end, which is an offer of love. Curious about abilities in energetic exchange. And 0 point, receiving an offer of love, perhaps with no name behind it. Or big passion here. The incoming divine feminine here is the Sun, alchemy, and the Tower. The Page of Pentacles is curious and likes to learn, exposing all in the sunshine. Leo and Saggy here, alchemizing patience and balance and epiphanies. Sudden events and energetic exchange, knocking Spidey off the wall with mind-blowing stuff. The 4D here is the higher self, the shadow, and the Ace of Pentacles. The divine feminine higher self, clearing Akashics, knee-deep in plasma ethers. The divine masculine with an offer of a new life. Groundbreaking really, diamond rough, but ram tough. Nonetheless, bridging in the shadows, the worldwide web, but sticky place when not centered or with home field advantage. The 5D here is the King of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. The divine feminine King of Cups, reflecting eyes of masculine emotion, of aqua love, which is that Mother Mary of the golden egg in the aqua in the heart. The divine masculine Queen of Pentacles is prideful in feminine wine, trying to ground finances, bridging an energetic exchange or hours of love or just lots of communication or travel back and forth. In Color My World, at the helm of 0 point, at 4:14, the Emperor and the Temperance card, or the angels of a higher love. Lots of back and forth with the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. And the 60 here is the Empress of Abundance in the plasma ethers with the lightweight on her shoulders. So instead of the heavyweight weight of the world, she's got the lightweight weight of the world on her shoulders, the divine masculine grieving loss and regret, the sadness of guilt and shame, or two girls who are mad at him. Bridging with the divine feminine, remote viewing of the world from above, and the 5D energetic exchange, and the 4D World Wide Web. So here's the masculine bridging with the divine feminine through the two of them in the remote view of the world in 6D, right? Manifesting, being able to see the big picture together. The 5D in energetic exchange, that's its sexual energy, and then the 4D World Wide Web. So there may be masculines out there connecting with the feminines on the web without them knowing, or with you knowing. At 419 is the Emperor and the Sun. The outgoing divine masculine is the King of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Six of Swords. The King of Wands shaman with the Page of Wands, they idolize, and or vice versa, or female that makes him feel like an excited boy, finding playful peace together in calm waters with an outpouring of love and emotion. And again, and Tweets and Tweety Bird were coming up yesterday. The divine feminine's higher self and the King of Cups manifesting the Empress or abundance and or her arms to be open wide as ribs expand, which came up in my vision yesterday of ribs expanding and closing to let them in, and or the mother and son with higher self in 4D. The divine masculine with an offer of life, new life and contentment, or a breakthrough about the Queen of Pentacles and grief. The divine feminine with Leo, Sag, and Scorpio, Pisces, and Taurus on her side, with the Page of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. The divine masculine with no major arcana on his side at all, and the Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands, and Page of Wands. What's between the masculine and feminine here is the Capricorn twin flames in energetic exchange. So again, with the that shadow energy there, the Capricorn twin flames in energetic exchange can also be the shadow side of the twin flames in energetic exchange as well. The overall number here was 23 of the King of Wands. The horizontal pillars came up as 8, 8, and 7, which is two twins dancing side by side in the chariot, ascending quick with the King of Wands. The vertical pillars came up as 0, 0, 0, 0, 10, 6, 7, which is the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune and 6 of the Lovers, 7 of the Chariot, or 67 of the Knight of Pentacles. So the dance of the twins in the chariot with the King of Wands, the Man of Passion. So the dance of the twins in the chariot with the King of Wands. Lots of source energy backing up destiny of the Lovers, Knight of Pentacles, and the King of Wands, or of the Lovers in the chariot with the King of Wands. So again, and that's reminding me of Elena too, because she was talking about her and Thor Han talking to Val Thor. So it's like a couple ascending up, which she did to Venus, to go talk to Val Thor. Very interesting. So one travels light, the other with a lot of cushions. One is the King of Wands, the other is the Knight of Pentacles, high vibration. Or two vying for the divine feminine's attention, which was also true, because she had two men talking to her. Two aces, two kings, and two pages, only one queen here. Guidance and the power of the divine feminine, and the aces with the divine masculine. Manifesting she abundant carrying his baggage, and he twin flame feeling guilty about it. So then we have the read in front of you. The Syrian Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 440 to 444, and the Unary was 333. So here we have, I ran at 444, and returned at 5:14, which is the Hierophant and the Temperance card. Again, the angels and patience and that higher love. At 5:23, I was guided to recall the numerological cycles that you're in, because I'm going into I've been in a 4-year, I'm going into a 5-year, but it's actually the 32 5-year, which is the journey, which puts me into a 5-year and a 5-27-year cycle. So the five for me before this ascension journey was always about vacations and fun, lots of change and excitement, fun things. And that can, as you know, expansion can be too much. But when you have the 2 5s, it's what evens it out into the new beginning, right? The 5 + 5 is the 10. So that energy was coming up here. Also at 5:27, the 27 of the Ace of Wands came up, of the flame, with T of flames. T is time out or toggling up of the flames, which can be drama and a lot of fire energy, along with the ES, which is the S of Sophia. And then URE came up as well in the code line, which we'll get into in a second because that was part of the messages. At 5:41, which is the reflection of the 5:14 when I came home, 5:41 is the Hierophant and the Ace of Cups, that offer of love. The major arcana were the Strength card and the Ascension, which is the world. Before the read, the Star, the Chariot, and the Reason came up. And after the read, Transition and Reflection came up. So again, now there's a lot of major arcana coming up again, but yesterday there wasn't, or the day before, whatever that was. And sometimes, they'll be clustered on the masculine or feminine side. So a lot of sometimes the masculine will be getting all the attention and the feminine won't, and vice versa. So we have 4 swords, 1 pentacle, 2 wands, 2 cups, and the Queen of Swords, Page of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. After the read, the Knight of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles came up. So we have 2 queens here. We have 1 king and 3 knights and a page. So 3 knights, and today is the 10th, into the 11th, into the 12th, into the 13th. So 3 knights, if you count tonight. Yeah, so that ends up on the 13th. So perhaps something significant on the 13th, or going into the 14th as well. So we have 777s in this read. And again, 777 came up with the wealthy man hitting the jackpot. And we have the 678, lay them straight, the 10 of the high vibration destiny, the 1010 trill, the 2 of the high priestess in a lesser sense, the feminine energy, is kind of downplayed there. And then the 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, the 78 of the 10 of Pentacles, and the 810, which is 0 behind 81, which is for me the end of karma around the world. So the code line here was all about love and adventure, but adventure was broken up into Advent and Yore. And Advent is the second coming of Christ. So we have here, and that's also the earlier on in December. So the messages here were coming up as the flash of light, or lightning, seeing the lovers, the family of the 6, family, love, and community, or the Sophia 9, the high vibe divine feminines, with 10 offices perhaps, or high vibe office, a risky ascension, with Eve up to love. And I'm getting Eve Plum coming up here. The second coming, that you are the E. So when they talk about the E here, they're saying that's you, the divine feminine, like not the karmic E. The 7th beat or pulse comes up, as well as 7 pounds and to love. 7 pounds, or to skip a beat, to love and see lovers in a high vibration of community-supported agriculture or service announcement. At a new moon risk, or passing downloads. At the new moon with risky ascension. Child support agencies also came up here. Eve toggling up. On the eve of ascension, Advent, URE. And then the aurochs came up, which is the ancient ox, with eye and fire and penis and foot and hours to use and exercise or practice, like it's a practice for the second coming of Christ here, like a practice run. for the eve of ascension. And that's like, twins coming together in Hieros Gamos. At 6:03 is the Lovers and the 3 of the Empress. To love in a flash of light and see the 6 of the Lovers, the 16 of the sudden event, or perhaps the child turning 16, which is so funny because I was going through old stuff I haven't looked at in years, trying to get rid of stuff. And my Sweet 16 stuff came up, which is so funny because I just did that before this video. I had no idea when I wrote this. So to love in a flash of light or see the 6 of the Lovers, or being like you're 16 again, the Lovers, the unity consciousness or the Christ consciousness, and to speak or perhaps writing an essay at the new moon, passing downloads on ascension, on the eve of rising. And again, Jesus was coming up yesterday in the rising, and evenness coming up of love and the second coming of hours regarding practice and exercise, getting ready for this. And again, the definitions for URE also comes up besides hours and practice and exercise as penis, age, fire, and foot. So the first card in this read is the Strength card reversed, and beneath it the Star upright, the 2 of Swords upright, 7 of Pentacles upright, which is the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower. The Chariot was upright, and Reason, or the Emperor, was upright. So the Star knowing, or this could be an Aquarius, but keeping to themselves, reaping rewards of the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower, of a move or travel, ascension with reason, being weakness, or the Emperor needing strength and courage and or good health. Give me 1 second. Aquarius upright, Cancer upright, Aries upright, and Leo reversed, or ego death. The Page of Wands reversed, frustrated, out of control, or all over the place, or sick and tired, of awakening, ascending, or ego-driven, King of Pentacles reversed, in need of a vacation, or with crazy kids and or pets, feeling burned or overexposed, or sick of low energy and ego death. Capricorn, Pisces reversed, and Leo reversed, but Cancer is upright here. The Empress is upright, with out-of-control kids perhaps, or pets, or both, or double Leo reversed, on break, sharing with the world, the neighborhood. Pisces or sealed Divine Feminine coming full circle, cycling over, receiving an offer of love from the Knight of Cups upright, perhaps not calling or detoxing or indecisive, in the end of an emotional cycle, of a cycle of unhappiness that is now so over, or unhappy family, or little boy detoxing addiction or chaos, no longer supporting the weight of the family on their shoulders. Perhaps oversexed or undersexed, perhaps a bad call or not heeding the call, holding back an announcement that the family is over. Aquarius reversed or Capricorn reversed, choking on words or spoke too soon, detoxing unhappiness and an emotional cycle that's so over now. Could be a child or family related sexual abuse here. And doesn't mean it's currently going on. It may have been in the past, but there's some energy where someone's finally ending a connection that doesn't need to be in their life anymore, whether it's child abuse or something else. Taurus upright and Aquarius reversed, with double Leo reversed, or kids and or pets on break, resting or meditating or 5D connect, sharing with the neighborhood, or receiving an offer of love in return, but then not getting any calls from them. They didn't keep their word. Or detoxing lack of emotional and family fulfillment. The fallen angel, or losing patience, bored or grounding and integrating offers of love with nothing to back it up, or just always disappointed or feeling sorry for self, with dependent spending, kids costing a lot, or powerless to the Empress. He with social life and bored, or with 3 friends and 3 family and ignoring another, or a gift from God, or 2 spoiled kids of the Empress upright. 1 a fallen angel, and 1 overspends, or powerless and clings to their mother or her money and power, or mother praying for the wedding, so excited to do it all her way, and kids unhappy. So again, this is someone, who's got the power and the money, but someone who's also expecting to do it their way, not letting the kids have their own wedding. Sagittarius reversed, Taurus upright, with wedding, and beneath that, keep an open mind. The Star upright and the Magician upright here also, with the Dream Girl, or getting dreams come true, or insecure Aquarius and Queen of Cups reversed, with Virgo or Gemini in chart, and weak with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or a fantasy life, or no more feet and butts, or palm or bomb, or being strong-armed into what they want, or trying to yank teeth of the boar, fantasizing about fruit all over, or also done always expecting them, or always expecting their way if he wants to get any. Or the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, always getting their way because they have the money and power. At 650 of the Lovers and the Ten of Cups, the emotional fulfillment, or that ending of emotional fulfillment or unhappiness, or watching Blue Lagoon. Follow Your Dreams comes up with 85, and beneath that 57 of the Three of Swords, teaching and learning. And by the way, the Follow Your Dreams 85 is the reflection of the 58, which is the 5D connection of the Four of Swords in meditation. The King of Cups reversed may be emotionally detached or unavailable, or over-emotional or depressed, or an alcoholic. Synchronicities, options, and heaven in their eyes are confused and unhappy with themselves in energetic exchange and a twist of fate, coming clean or cleaning up the act. The King of Swords, marriage, religion, establishment, or Taurus, or literally at confession. Not telling all of it, though, or leaving out their eyes. The point slightly skewed to the right, or trying to be fair, but leaving stuff out. And then giving it all away at the end, with patient Hierophant diddling with his or her staff. Libra reversed and Taurus upright here. The Hierophant is weak or egotistical, or so done with this emotional cycle. The Empress or Taurus with fantasy or wealthy family, business, or community following their dreams. And the King of Cups reversed left out. The King of Wands is upright, looking back frustrated, unable to comprehend. A death, an ending, dark night, or transition to instability, a move, a visit, or the end of a marriage, and the party now over, or a wedding is over or canceled. Healing, grounding, and integrating, and leading the way going forward after this read. The King of Cups reversed in disconnect or at a distance, with twin flame or choice of path, uncomfortable trying to end the suffering in silence and or the nightmare, with the Knight of Wands reversed player, or just falling short of expectation or paralyzed by their passions. The Knight of Wands reversed and the Queen of Wands upright, facing the enemy or their own worst fears of the truth coming out, to the Queen of Pentacles upright and the Queen of Cups reversed, unaware of their guilt or shame, and working on cleaning up the act, and don't want them to find out, I guess, before they're actually in their new space. The recent past here is the Ten of Pentacles upright. Again, that family, business, or community of wealth or power or prestige, or wealthy marriage that can be weak, right? And this is the movie I just told you about too the other night, about the really wealthy, the murder mystery, where the wealthy family, they're bored because they can do whatever, have whatever they want. And then they become weak because they don't go within. They rely on everything outside of themselves. So the wealthy marriage being weak here, with wounded warrior defensive or guarding their wounds and efforts and alternative beliefs or outside the box thinking in a divorce or break from a religion, establishment, or societal norms or a contract. Reaping rewards of coming clean with the divine feminine or Pisces, the neighborhood or world coming full circle with the twin choice of path, or giving the divine feminine a choice or ultimatum regarding falling out or difficult kids, or someone who's in jail or imprisoned by their past, in energetic exchange at the new moon, or going through the deception, or just having to get up before dawn, or perhaps weren't sleeping well, so they're awake very early. The Queen of Swords reversed and the Knight of Pentacles upright are offering her help while out in the cold together, or might as well join efforts, even though they may not want to be together. The Taurus reversed and Pisces upright, and Cancer reversed here. The foundation is the Page of Swords reversed, which can just be negative self-talk, but withholding or playing hardball with the Fool, or their own foolish behavior, or literally fell playing ball, or fell from grace holding back, from the Queen of Cups reversed, who's been suffering in silence, or perhaps their sister, and the central energy being the Queen of Swords reversed, not talking, while the Knight of Cups is offering them love, or offering the Queen of Pentacles love after a falling out in the past, or the Queen of Pentacles dumped on, or pushed to an emotional limit, overworked or not working out, performing or juggling, and the Magician reversed, pulling her vibe down. At 7:14, that's 7 of the Chariot, the 14 of temperance, balance, patience, and that higher love. Or his or her lack of confidence is the problem here, or the lack of tools in moving to peace. The challenge being the 7 of Swords reversed, not passing downloads or messages along. The King of Swords reversed, lacking faith or falling on their face or from grace, or foolishly falling, offering passion to the Queen of Swords reversed. In a death, ending, dark night, or transition, ending the battle or losing it. Deception, or at the new moon, Cancer reversed, Scorpio upright, and Aries reversed here. After a sudden event, epiphany, or sex, or sexual exchange of energy, with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community present perhaps and embarrassed, either in front of ex or wealthy family, business, or community, in a breakup with the Queen of Wands or her lack of affection, or Gemini reversed, Queen of Swords reversed here. The Knight of Pentacles offering to the Queen of Swords reversed, and the Knight of Cups is offering to the Queen of Pentacles upright. Or are they the same people? In a breakup, no new love, overwhelmed or crying, the Emperor's upright with their back turned, focusing on ending a family, and stunned a bit. He may be shocked, perhaps, seeing synchronicities or confused about new passion offered, of burning the past and falling for the Empress, ex, or without affection, or Gemini reversed mother, or dependent, or the mother and the dependent High Priestess, Pisces or Virgo, and Gemini mother dependent, or spent a lot on an aide or nurse who was fair or actually ended up working out well. And this can be people trying to figure out like how much money other people have and like what they had to spend on taking care of their parents. And now here is the 7 of Wands reversed, defenseless to energies, attacks, or without an excuse, overcome by drama, or on a journey with good news from synchronicities. So getting this good news from the synchronicities, or heaven in their eyes, right, keeping their vibration high, rising and waking in the pursuit of happiness with good news and journeying onward. The justice of the present moment, the gift of the moment, or the gifts, and being fair, overwhelmed, sweating it out, without reunion or bad influences around, and the Knight of Swords reversed, insisting that the Page of Pentacles reversed end the pain and offer passion, growth, and creativity, or something at least, or give back the ring. The Page of Pentacles is reversed, moving out, letting go to fix up the place or make amends, to correct imbalance, inequity, or debt, or having not shared in a split or a lie, with the Page of Cups reversed, rejected, the wounded warrior healing, and the High Priestess with broken heart and or disappointed. With the Hermit upright, missing their flame, and grieving, having put it all out there with nothing in return, and putting it all on the line. The 5D connection with the Devil, detoxing and offering help, being of service, and soon here is the Knight of Cups upright, offering love. The Knight of Cups, or Scorpio, with the Knight of Wands reversed and the Page of Swords reversed, who may be unaware of announcement or calls, or the wake-up call for what they did, and they could be kids who did something. Waking the dead, destined, Aquarius and Libra upright here, calling out arrogant or self-serving kids, or a falling out in the past, or left behind to do all the work. The King of Wands turning their back on them and focusing on the Page of Swords reversed, rumors or decisions or calls that they need to make, with Scorpio, Aquarius and Libra upright, but Sagittarius and Gemini reversed here. The twin flames seeing themselves as the 6 of Cups reversed, correcting inequity and unhappy ending, bad influences of the Emperor who was weakened by the Hermit, or the Aries upright, or Virgo and Leo, Virgo upright but Leo reversed, the King of Swords reversed at war, perhaps Gemini uncomfortable with the King of Wands, man of passion, getting their way all the time at 740, which is the Chariot and the Page of Cups. A lot of masculine energy here, and are settling out with or over children or soulmate who did something wrong or are fighting. In a retreat here, or taking a break, love yourself first, but also let go of control issues and past life relationship. Around the twins are how they're seen as the Eight of Swords upright, imprisoned or hiding by the creek, feeling their way through, with the workplace disconnect or at a distance with the High Priestess, letting go or left, perhaps not a good fit for a caregiver or caregiving personality thing. The energetic exchange is a lot of back and forth over disconnect, a move, a visit, or instability. Or the block being here, ascension world, self-satisfaction, being in exile and slave labor, or Atlas and the weight and the world. The adventure and love, but more so the change, forgiveness, and synchronicities. The Queen of Wands upright, perhaps undressing in front of him and flame, while in exile together, twisted pillar to twisted pillar with an olive branch. The Knight of Wands reversed, putting their ass on the line, defenseless to or attacking the star or the dream girl or Aquarius in moving to peace, or without an excuse for Aquarius or Taurus about a breakup or lack of affection, and powerless or dependent on the High Priestess and Justice, or an aid and balance. The Knight of Wands reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed, in 5D connect or on break, detoxing to become loyal and humble servants, to help or pay forward, with the King of Swords reversed in transition portal, or death, ending, dark night, to the Queen of Pentacles hermit or Virgo. Or 2 knights reversed with the King of Swords reversed in transition to the Queen of Pentacles hermit, which can be a Queen of Pentacles Virgo. The Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower ascending fast, with the Emperor upright needing strength, with rumors about the Six of Cups reversed, whether that's a falling out in the past or a bad childhood or children being difficult, but the imprisonment of it with the Ten of Pentacles family, business or community. And, it's that wealthy family, business or community, or power family, business or community. And the Queen of Swords reversed, challenged by not taking risks or coming clean. The Knight of Cups is upright, ascending without drama, or the Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the Knight of... we have the Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the King of Swords all reversed. Transitioning to the Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, or Hermit. The Emperor weak, or reason for needing courage, or the reason is needing courage, with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community. And the Hierophant in the Page of Swords' reverse lies. This Page of Swords reverse, lying, spying, or nasty messages, or a child who lies like their mother, the Queen of Swords reversed. A drama queen, challenged by coming clean or cleaning up the actor's space. The Six of Cups reversed, children or soulmate, and the Knight of Cups upright, offering love after falling out, now offering love to the one who's imprisoned by the world and ascension of the Divine Feminine or Pisces, and the Knight of Wands reversed and Knight of Swords reversed, and the King of Swords, players in transition or a total transformation, and headed towards the Queen of Pentacles, reflecting at 8 on the dot, which is a lot of source energy backing up the dance of the 8 of manifestation, your dreams. So let's just pull a couple oracle cards here to put it all together. And what is our takeaway from all this at 58, 23, and 24, which is the King and Queen of Wands, in energetic exchange and meditation, the Four of Swords, and it's 8:12 on the clock, which is the dance and manifesting the 12 of the Hangman, or hanging out together. All right, so let's see here. All right, what's our takeaway for this read today? Take a deep breath. We have the elk, which is really funny because when we did the service with my parents' ashes and we pulled the cards, my daughter came up the elk and she just called. I have to call her back. So I don't know if my daughter's coming into your message, but the elk also came up in one of the messages of the day, and this is where what they're wearing on their crown here was matching the sun, or is it the sun? Is there an eclipse here of the crown was coming up? So I don't know if that has to do with the Queen of England or with the crowns opening up, but the elk is usually very stable, but when they're not balanced, they're very dependable fathers and loving and very supportive, but when they're not balanced, they need better food. That's what comes up for the elk. But this also can have to do with, you know, this could be a redhead as well, or someone who wants attention or draws attention by wearing something bright on their head that matches the sun, but there's dark energies underneath. I'm getting third rock from the sun again. And then the deer comes up, the deer one. This is someone who comes off this way, right? Kind of showy perhaps, you know, or likes attention, or maybe they're a hothead or a redhead, but this is them inside. And then we have the frog, who's trying to become the prince, but they're struggling here being the hyena here and having to face the camel, who's very independent. It's interesting how it's all coming up here. Let's see what's coming up now. And then the teachers are coming up. Oh, there we go. All right, so I'm going to show you what the next cards are. So the bottom of the deck is the otter, the cute little 2-year-old in their diapers, so friendly and cute and really high vibrational because they're just so curious and loving, and they love everybody. They just want to see what's going on. What's going on? So that's the underlying energy. Is that sweet, innocent one, right? The child, or that unconditional love of a child. And then here is that child who's coming off this way, right? Because they're trying to protect themselves, but they're really the dear one, the sweet one inside. And this is like, you know, coming off like a masculine, but perhaps very sweet and feminine on the inside. And then here's the frog trying to become the prince, but again, struggling with those energies and maybe coming off the wrong way, right? Perhaps making fun of people because they get into their lack of confidence. And then maybe they need to be checked by the camel, who's very independent and is willing to just, hyena, you probably shouldn't have done that, right? So keeping them in check. It's that kind of energy here. So let's see what else is coming up with those guys, right? Just because someone comes off a certain way doesn't mean they're not a sweet person. You know, maybe they're scared, or they're fearful of something, or they're afraid someone won't accept them the way they are. And learning how to be authentic. You know, the frog too. It's like both the feminine and the masculine, learning how to be their authentic self without worrying about what other people will think of them. And then these came up in one of the messages of the day regarding all the teachers and what their roles are here to play. But this time, instead of the tiger, I think was here, the black egg comes up, which is all about the throat chakra here. Because these are all the teachers, right? You got the one with the third eye opening. There's the crow, in charge of the awakening of the collective, with all the dark energy being displaced and kind of having to watch over all the people being affected by the dark energy moving out. And then we have the cobra, which is when the student's ready, the cobra comes, and also the kundalini rising. And then here's the truth that needs to be told by the teachers here. They need to be completely authentic and really clear, very clear and articulate. Because if the collective is awakening now, then, you got to really walk the walk and talk the talk. And then we have the phoenix and the vulture here, which came up before too. This could be an eagle who's just old, right? And he can't do it anymore. So the newbies have to take over. This is the phoenix rising from the ashes. The new and the old, right? The old's being put to pasture. Because they're getting tired. It's like a new shift is coming. So everyone who's really exhausted from working or doing their mission work may get a reprieve because the up and comings are coming up in order to give you a break. That can come up as well. But again, just being really in your authenticity and being as honest as you possibly can, to really walk the walk and talk the talk. And again, regarding the throat chakra, which is all about speaking your truth. Okay, so, and none of us are perfect, which is fine. Don't beat yourself up by being imperfect, but just keep coming back to center again. It's a spiritual practice every day. Keep coming back to the present moment. Keep coming back to your heart, knowing the truth is just love, that's all there is. Now let's see what the journey of love has to say. I'm getting two people just kind of feeling all over the place today. Not sure which way to turn. Should I believe you, or should I believe you, or what should I do? You need to fall into your own heart and trust yourself. Remember I said there's a lot of aggression out there because we have Mars here and the Cancer energy of the home and family, and then the 11 of justice, truth, and balance. So people might be more in your face coming up here. I think Venus just moved to Scorpio today. And that may be what's coming up. Take a deep breath. Message of the day. What is the takeaway from this? Self-initiation. This is the cover of the deck. Same on both sides. 12 is the hanging man. So again, the Jesus on the cross energy coming up, but also hanging out together and using self-initiation to do that. And then we have the hidden beauty here as well. The 45 of grieving, loss, regret, guilt, and shame. And there's 3 more cards that want to be seen. And the bottom of the deck is sweet soul rising. So, and again, the innocence of the child as well. And the judgment, sweet judgment comes up here. Sweet Caroline and sweet, sweet, what is the word? Coming and carry me home. Yeah, that was a mixture of stuff. I don't know why it's coming up though, but it did. Oh, sweet chariot. Sweet Caroline and chariot. So they're very similar, right? Because we've got the C words there. Sweet chariot, coming in to carry me home. So this is kind of like that energy, again, like I said, of the exhaustion of the journey. And it's like the cavalry's coming in to take over and help. So it's all going to be okay. Don't worry. The sweet souls are rising. And beneath that was God speaks. Okay? There's that connection to God, the Christ energy of standing up for oneself, and the sweet souls that are now rising, who are not afraid to speak their authenticity. And beneath that is the lovers, and that's the twin flame unions, rod and staff. Before that is the central awakening. Okay, so the lovers are getting a talking to, but they're getting sweet judgment from God. And then it has to do with self-initiation and hidden beauty and letting go of the guilt and the shame that comes up in the rod and staff unions. So again, hanging out in guilt and shame and loss and regret. And then what's coming up is the gifts received. Use your gifts to see them. Okay, here's your nature and seeing orbs in the grass. The 13 of the transition portal. And gifts received. And the 22 of the fool's journey of loving all that is, no matter what. And to hold space and keep it simple. Simplicity of the emperor. I don't know if that's a mouse or a piglet. And just a simple blade of grass. And a bird hang overhead. Sometimes that's all it takes to make you happy. You know, like when I see my little pictures in the clouds or in the bushes, in the auras of the sun. You have received your gifts. It's time to transition or transform in loving all that is, keeping space in your arms of the fool and the fool's journey and the emperor, keeping it simple. Keeping it simple. So we're going to read gifts received. We're going to receive. The first one out is self-initiation. So this is the main card. So I'm going to read that, and I'm going to read the elk for you too. The elk. That's definitely earth. All right, the elk. Stable, resilient, headstrong, and the father energy. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk energy. When they're in balance, they're supportive, kind, and consistent. But when they're out of balance, they're pretentious, high, and mighty. And to bring them back into balance, eat and drink more consciously. So again, that's what I'd brought up before. And now for the journey of love, we have number 12. Self-initiation. You're being touched by a wave of your own light in motion. You can feel the blessings and love that are flowing towards you from within you in an upsurging wave of love. This is your own pure divine nature. You can choose to empower another as the carrier, I was just getting coward, as the carrier of your own divinity, of course, and sometimes if you're not quite ready to recognize your own divine essence, this needs to be. Yet at any moment, you can choose to recognize that it is you who are initiating yourself into love, that you are the being of light, the divine, that is drawing you forward into yourself. At any moment, you can choose to recognize yourself. Will this be such a moment? This oracle holds a message for you. There are many teachers on this path, some humble, some wise, some great companions on your life journey, and some who will enter in and out of your life quickly, perhaps imparting a helpful word or teaching you a more challenging lesson about trusting and relying upon your own wisdom. The greatest teacher, however, is life itself. You can trust in your own experiences and know that it is the divine sparks within you, the life within you, that is the one true teacher who carries you home in awakened reunion with the divine. How easy to love. The words flow when it is right. I dare not tell you. And the next page is gifts received, so I'm going to read you that one too. Relax. It's okay to accept what's coming your way now. Gentle your soul, steady your heart. Even the most precious treasure can be received by you, and why not? Are you not built of the same stuff as that treasure, beloved? It's all love, after all. That is all that there is. Enjoy, accept, rest in the knowledge that you are being invited into a sanctuary of abundance, peaceful rest, and replenishment now. It's just time. This oracle holds a message for you. The universe is trying to get something to you. More abundance, more love, an answer to a prayer. Sometimes the healing comes in unexpected packages. Sometimes we try so hard to find the answer, exerting so much effort to receive, that we make things harder for ourselves than they need to be. So relax, have some fun, be at peace. Everything is working out just fine, and there's a nice surprise coming your way. The wind blows softly through grass and my open heart. Love unexpected. Remember your water, your sleep, your joy, and your nature, and you got this. You know, you're the one with the power over your own destiny of rising and being loved. Bye, guys.